Science, the shining beacon of human progress, innovation, and discovery. Violent insanity occurs for someone who crosses the threshold of scientific curiosity. How do experiments intended for knowledge expansion lead to the combination of chaos and disaster and pure terror? Absolute disasters emerged from the sinister realm of scientific exploration due to the combination of reckless behavior with ambitious projects and unpredictable bad luck. In this analysis, we explore the 10 strangest scientific studies which resulted in absolute disasters. The collection of stories presented here goes beyond textbooks because they consist of shocking, bizarre, and sometimes tragic events which clearly demonstrate how perilously thin genius exists between genius and destruction. The field of science has experienced an extensive series of shocking experiments involving dead body resurrection attempts, along with horrifying human testing that resembles a contemporary science fiction horror plot. Some research initiatives operated under intensive curiosity about scientific discovery, others by pure hubris. Each outcome proved disastrous to the point of causing fatal harm. The forthcoming tales demand a double take because their approval process seems inexplicable to the present day. This episode delivers nothing typical about science's fun facts genre. This experience takes you through frightening situations and outrageous displays of abnormality and horror-filled scenes. Next, we will observe the moment when gifted people produce disastrously wrong outcomes. Let's get started. Fact: no. One Stanford prison experiment. Psychology's darkest hour. During 1971, psychologist Philip Zimbardo conducted research to study the effects of power on human conduct. He took the basement space of Stanford University Psychology Building to build a simulated prison facility where university students fulfilled the roles of guards and prisoners. The planned 2-week research turned into an uncontrollable disaster that developed instantly. Guards became abusive, prisoners broke down emotionally. As superintendent, Zimbardo became so absorbed in his role that he failed to identify the developing horror within the experiment. The scientific investigation needed termination after its completion duration of 6 days. When Zimbardo began his laboratory study, it transformed into an emotional abyss that stained his professional reputation while generating harsh ethical considerations about research practices. Fact No. 2. The Philadelphia Experiment. Fact or fiction? History tells us the U.S. Navy conducted an attempt to create radar-undetectable ships during World War II in 1943. During the supposed USS Eldridge incident, electromagnetic fields were used to disappear the vessel, which then reappeared, but did so in a tragic fashion. The ship's metal structure trapped certain crew members inside it, others suffered severe psychological trauma. People remain deeply petrified to this day about manipulating forces which exceed human comprehension, even though many dismiss the claims as myth or conspiracy theories. The Philadelphia experiment demonstrates through allegations that unchecked ambitions can produce unspeakable consequences regardless of their actual occurrence. Fact No. 3. Soviet dog head transplants. A horrific quest for immortality. Medical researchers were shocked around the world when Soviet scientist Vladimir Demikov carried out surgical head transplants on canines in the 1950s. Yes, you read that right. Demikov successfully combined an adult dog body with puppy forelimbs and its head as a surgical transplant. The laboratory created a dog with 2 heads that lived through multiple days while consuming fluids and making a few attempted barks. Technical success in vascular surgery experiments motivated the researchers, but the experiments provoked worldwide ethical condemnation because of their monstrous results. Medical research produced fearful biological results which people continued to remember because of their monstrous nature. Fact No. 4. Project MKUltra, the CIA's mind control horror. During the Cold War period, the Central Intelligence Agency established Project MKUltra as a classified venture focused on developing mind control procedures. Americans, without knowing, faced an LSD rampage, while government agents performed mind-altering techniques such as hypnosis and sensory deprivation on them without permission. The secret intelligence operation, Project MKUltra, became one of America's most terrible black marks due to its existence by ruining lives and destroying minds. Early revelations in the 1970s about the project eliminated all doubt as to how governments would exploit the label of science in their pursuit of extreme action. Fact No. 5. The Human Z Experiment. Blurring species boundaries. In the 1920s, Russian biologist Ilya Ivanovich tried unsuccessfully to breed a human-chimpanzee hybrid through artificial breeding. The scientist attempted to create a new hybrid species by injecting human sperm into chimpanzee female animals for artificial breeding. Although the experiments ended without results, they generated such horror among scientists about this unacceptable practice. Through his bizarre scientific agenda, Ivanovich challenged ethical, elinces, and natural boundaries as he sought to modify existence through unnatural implications. Fact No. 6. The Titan missile disaster. A deadly mistake. A maintenance tool fell accidentally during maintenance at an Arkansas Titan II missile complex, which created a hole in the missile fuel tank in 1980. The silo exploded because of the incident, which killed one person along with injuring 21 workers while destroying the facility. The deadly accident revealed the fatal risks associated with managing deadly weapons. At the same time, it demonstrated the devastating consequences that a tiny mistake could produce. Fact No. 7. The Tuskegee Syphilis Study, a crime against humanity. Scientific research on untreated syphilis affected African American men in Tuskegee, Alabama throughout 40 years. From 1932 to 1972, the researchers deprived the subjects of treatment, although penicillin became accessible, because these scientists needed to watch the progression of the untreated condition. The tragic deception cut down large numbers of people while generating widespread medical mistrust among the public. History records this medical procedure as one of the worst ethical violations that occurred in the United States. Fact No. Lobotomy ice pick experiments. Brain surgery gone wrong. During the 1940s and 1950s, Dr. Walter Freeman led a brutal surgical practice known as lobotomy, which required an ice pick to be used in puncturing the eye socket to access the brain. The medical procedure designated for mental illness treatment performed lobotomies, which frequently resulted in patient death or departure of patients into a disabled state. During his medical career, Freeman surgically performed a lobotomy on more than 3,500 men and women and boys among them. Medical progress serves as a masked concealment for the distinctive cruelty that continues to be exposed through this chapter in the present. Fact 9. The Large Hadron Collider and Black Hole Fears. At its inception in 2008, researchers and members of the media speculated that the startup of the Large Hadron Collider, LHC, could potentially create tiny black holes that would wipe out our planet. Lawsuits were filed, people panicked. Of course, nothing catastrophic happened. Fear of science pursuing unknown territories leads to concerning responses, even though the actual dangers remain low. Fact No. 10. The Pitch Drop Experiment. The world's slowest train wreck. Looking only at the surface causes the situation to seem harmless. Professor Thomas Parnell from 1927 established a study whose objective was to demonstrate the liquid nature of seemingly solid materials by using pitch blobs that have been dropping since then. Over thousands of decades, scientists have manipulated time to develop an experiment whose results become visible only once per decade, while directly demonstrating that scientific trials have the potential to dig deep into realms which exceed human timelines and create unsettling sensations about the pace of evolution. You have reached the end of this list with 10 science experiments which moved beyond line crossing into absolute tragedy and chaos domains. Humanity counts science as its greatest instrumental tool. Science enables the treatment of diseases together with discovery, investigations, as well as space exploration. These incidents demonstrate that uncontrolled drive and disregard for moral principles, together with thoughtless risk-taking, can convert beneficial projects into devastating consequences. Most experimental activities which led to disasters began with honorable intentions, yet ended in disastrous results. The conduct of researchers did not necessarily involve being evil because they thought they advanced knowledge or worked to help humanity. The collision of passion without responsible controls usually generates destructive outcomes. Obtaining knowledge remains similar to maintaining equilibrium while standing above a chaotic abyss. The combination of an improper action and insufficient research control leads inevitably to disastrous outcomes. Scientists and dreamers, along with everyone, need to remember that the ability to perform actions does not equate to their ethical execution. We are grateful for allowing us to guide you through the unsettling scientific darkness of the unknown. While seeking knowledge, it is crucial to maintain curiosity but also exercise caution because the human need to control every discovery poses a greater threat than the unknown itself. Make sure to like and subscribe, along with sharing the video with others, because these unbelievable situations demonstrate the scientific dangers that threaten our world. Our next encounter will be marked by your awareness combined with your safety, along with your active skepticism toward anything